I don't think people think it's a problem.
Right. Yeah. Because
they don't see it.
There's
you
an
don't
underbelly.
see,
Yeah,
you
for
don't
sure.
see tents lined up on the street somewhere. In Grand Haven schools, there are between 250 to 300 homeless kids.
Right.
In
Transient.
Grand Haven schools.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Meg Heritage, and welcome back to Positivity in Practice. Today, we are speaking with Dave Ruwe. We are going to learn about his role as the treasurer in what is called Homeless Prevention Partners. You guys are probably going to know this particular nonprofit for its awesome Soup for All event, especially if you're from the Grand Haven or Spring Lake areas. All of us have been going there and filling our bowls with yummy, yummy soup and serving in that space, but they do so much more. I want you to listen today, not only as someone who might be able to be philanthropic and give to Homeless Prevention Partners, but also as someone who might be in a space to need their resources. Super important that we all work together to make sure that people get the things they need in the Tri-Cities. So, Dave, welcome. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So Dave and I are realtors together too. So usually we work inside of that space. But today you are going to tell us a little bit about Homeless Prevention Partners. And can you just rattle off a little bit about the other things that you are doing in the community?
So our main goal is to keep people in their homes, to not, again, have them homeless, to be able to sustain and stay in their place where they're living. We do a lot of different functions. Just very quickly, you mentioned Soup for All, but we also do other fundraisers throughout the year. So we actually have two that are coming up, one this Friday in Muskegon. We have another one coming up the following Friday, which would be, I believe, the 12th. That's at Lily Mansion in Spring Lake, and that's going to be a really cool event. So those are some of the things. We also do a golf outing. We have one coming up in May 18th, I think it is, at Spring Lake Country Club. So we have added more fundraising events throughout the year to try and give us more money coming in. Last year alone, we gave over $70,000 to people in our community. In conjunction with that, our goal is to keep people in their homes. So we have people coming to us. Let me back up. Everybody is probably, or a lot of people are one event away from possibly losing their home or falling behind. So we have people that come to us that maybe they're behind on their utilities. They could be behind on their rent. They could be behind on their mortgage payments.
Okay, so we're talking about helping people who are homeowners with a mortgage, and we're also talking about helping people who are renters.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. And a lot of the situations we hear, I mean, they're really tough.
Yeah.
They, some are very, really tug at your heart. We do have very specific criteria. This is not a handout. I want to be real clear on that. It is not a handout. You have to provide us with certain documents that shows us that you are in fact sustainable. We do not want you keep coming back to the well. It is basically a one and done. This is what we're doing to get you back on your feet so you can sustain and move forward.
A hand up, not a handout.
Correct.
Okay. So how do people get a hold of you to know whether or not they qualify?
You can come in through our website, which is homelesspreventionpartners.org.
Okay.
And there's a form on there that you can actually reach out. The 99.9% of it actually goes to my wife. So I'm the treasurer. My wife is the president of the organization, and she basically funnels everything. Everything gets funneled through her, and then she will put the request together. If there's additional questions that need to be answered, she will reach out, and then she takes that information, puts it out to our board for a vote.
Okay. So not only is it, correct me if I'm wrong, but not only is it rent, it's also, or a mortgage payment, it can also be utilities?
Yes. Actually, we've even given stuff for car repair.
Yeah.
Because somebody has to get to their job, but they don't have the money to do that. So we've done a lot of out of the box things that most organizations don't. It is strictly us. So there's no state, government, nothing involved. It is strictly us.
Yeah, that's why I did the B event that way too, because it was so much easier to get a hold of a few people on a board instead of having votes and all of those things. So we know that you are helping with mortgage payments, hand up, not a handout, helping with rent, and helping with utilities. Is there anything that you want people to understand based on the clientele that you've been helping that could potentially prevent them from being in some of these more dire situations in the beginning? Like, when do you want to talk to a client?
There's a couple. Yeah, actually, we wish people would reach out to us sooner. A lot of times they're waiting till the nth degree. The time is up, and they're coming to us. Like, they're going to be evicted within 2 weeks.
Right.
Things that people need to understand is how to prioritize what they are actually paying. And I know that sounds a little silly, but pay your rent, pay your mortgage first.
Yep.
First and foremost. That's going to keep you in your place. If you're having utility problems or food problems, things like that, we can actually put you in touch with other organizations, because we do collaborate with other organizations in the area.
Yeah, the nonprofit world is fantastic. Yes. Like, the tentacles are great in this community for sure.
But if they come to us with that and say, look, okay, I'm paying my mortgage or I'm paying my rent, that's great. Do that. But the utilities and the food, come to us. We can put you in touch with other people that can help you with those things. On the mortgage side of it, as you know, you get behind, you got problems, particularly when you're dealing with the banks. The other part that people don't realize, a lot of times people think that you need to miss 3 consecutive payments on your mortgage before they can start the foreclosure process. That is not true. We actually just had somebody last week. Fortunately, we were able to help them out, but they had missed a payment. They made a payment or 2, and then they fell behind 2 more payments, and they thought they were okay. And the bank came and said, no, we're going to foreclose on you.
Yeah. And then what I've seen is the late payment fees are unbelievable.
Yes.
So even when clients have been trying to catch up, you then not only have, the payment, you have a payment beyond the payment on top of all of this stuff in order to get yourself out. And usually there's an attorney involved and all of those things too.
And people don't realize that as well, because they will actually say, well, my mortgage payment is X amount, so I've missed 3 months, so I need to catch it up by X amount of money. It's like, no, it's X amount times X.
Right.
And X and X and X.
So we really need people to call when they know they're going to miss the first payment.
Yes.
Okay.
We need, in our society, we need to educate people better on not only on those aspects, but also just from a budgeting standpoint. And that is the other part that we do, is we do, in some cases, require them to do budget counseling. And we actually have one of our board members works for Lake Michigan Credit Union, and they will actually do budget counseling for people.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think I've spoken about this on this show before, but the taxes when you purchase the property are not the taxes that are going to be your taxes. And I do see, I think non-intentionally most of the time people getting that part wrong. And when all of a sudden your taxes uncap and your new bill is $200 or $300 more a month, it's a significant amount of money.
It can be devastating.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about the renter side. So I didn't pay my rent. What can I expect in that space?
So we run into a lot of different things, not only just from apartment complexes. One that I'd say the last few months in particular that we've run across is people having a manufactured home in a park.
Okay.
And they fall behind on their lot payment. And I will say, in a lot of cases, the tenant or the landlords are not real forgiving. Now, we have had we actually are dealing with one right now where the landlord is actually working with that person. They know we're going to help out, but they're also working with them to help them out as well. But that is not the norm.
Okay.
So, again, they come to us, but again, they wait too long, and it's an immediate thing. Fortunately, we can turn on a dime. I mean, we literally have, as long as they give us the information we need, we have literally turned within 24 hours and have a check to either the landlord or whatever. The person itself does not get the check. It goes directly. It goes directly to the landlord.
Yeah. So When someone gets that foreclosure notice, we're getting the foreclosure notice, at that point, there's a whole redemption period and all of that we could get into. But when somebody is renting a property, because I assume that's more often, is it more often that somebody who's renting
It's more
is in
often
this?
to rent. Yeah.
So when that first payment is late, what happens? What can the landlord legally do? Or what do you see, I guess, most happen? I know you're not an attorney and I don't want to put you in that position, but what do you see happening when that payment is now late?
Well, the landlord, they can start the process if it's late.
Yeah.
Now, we've had some cases where the tenant will try and pay a portion of it. Once the landlord actually accepts that, the clock it resets and starts ticking again.
Okay.
So in most cases, the landlord will not accept even a partial payment. They will start the process.
Only
Yes.
the whole payment or nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you come in, you pay half, you pay all of it. How many times can I expect that payment? Or is it
From us?
situational? Yeah.
It's a one-time shot.
Okay.
Like I said, we do our homework, and they have to provide us with their pay stubs or where their money is coming from and how they're going to help in the process. But they also need to send us their budget. So they need to send us what are your monthly utility? What do you pay on your car? What do you pay on your phone, your cable, internet, whatever it may be?
Okay.
And I will say, there are people that we do have to turn down because their budget makes no sense. We just had one recently. Sad story, but a grandfather, they're on Social Security. The grandfather was working. They're taking care of their grandkids, and the grandfather got sick, so all they're living on Social Security. Well, they sent us the numbers in. Their budget is like $2,000 a month, and they're bringing in like $1,300 a month. It's like, we're sorry, this is not sustainable.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're better off trying to find them something that's a more sustainable rent. Otherwise, they're just going to be in that constant sense of.
Right. And I also want to be clear. We don't give, thousands and thousands to an individual.
Right.
We typically cap, and there have been exceptions, we typically cap at around $2,000.
Yeah. But
we will try and work with other organizations to get them money or direct them in those cases. Our other nonprofits, the systems, because they are tied to government funding and things like that, are in a lot of cases very screwy. And it is a slow-moving process on that part. I said, we can turn on a dime, but not everybody else can.
Well, and I think that is really the neat thing about once you engage with these executive directors and nonprofits, that's been one of my favorite things, is you learn like, oh, hang on a second, Grandma and Grandpa, like you're spending $600 a month on feeding everybody. And like Josh Bitework at Love in Action could be taking care of that, or Feeding America, or there's a food pantry here, or you could be looking at kids' food basket for your grandkids at school. Like it's the lack of knowledge, I feel like sometimes, that then I see the whole and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have met you, 4 months ago, because now we're so far gone, right? That you can't.
Yeah, it is. And again, it's education. We have to get the word out to people to be proactive. And I get it. It's people are embarrassed and they think they can get themselves out of the hole. And it's like, well, give me one more month and I can do this. And then it's another month. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it's too late.
Right. Okay. So we heard about Grandma and Grandpa, but the show is called Positivity in Practice. So tell me a good story. Tell me something that is more indicative of how this really works.
So right at Christmas time, Santa Claus came.
Okay.
We had a couple actually right at Christmas time, and these were manufactured homes in parks, and they were behind on their lot rent. And we had two families that we literally, I think the one I delivered, I want to say it was Christmas Eve.
Yeah. To
the park. That kept these people in their home. And there was another one right in that same period of time within a couple of days, same type of thing. And it is very, very rewarding. I mean, to be able to do that, and particularly at Christmas time, I mean, what better time to do it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's like it's a very tangible space where somebody's not, there's no other way. It's like a Christmas miracle, right? That those come together.
Yes.
So as we look at it from a philanthropy standpoint, like I know that I usually bring my team or other people to Soup for All, and I buy all the raffle tickets and never win. Um, and you have this great, the event at Lily Mansion looks fantastic. Unfortunately, I have a lacrosse child and will be in the state of Indiana watching him play lacrosse on that night. But it is a 1920s, right, Great Gatsby kind of situation.
It's a murder mystery too.
Love that.
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
you could certainly buy tickets to that.
Yes.
And then tell me just a little bit about the other events that are coming up.
The one we have this coming Friday is actually in Muskegon. It's at the Greater Women's Club in Muskegon.
Love that spot. Right
we will have food. We have an open bar there. It's a cash bar, but food is being provided by some of the local restaurants. Which is any of our events that we do, we try and get our local companies involved, and they donate food and things like that, which is fantastic. I think right now we're right around 90 people that are attending. I think we can go up to about 120, so we still have some tickets available. $25 for a ticket.
Yep. So I think Gatsby is like $100, right, per person?
150.
$150 per person, and then the other one is 25, and then there's one more. Is it Soup
We
for All?
have no Soup for All is not
That's
till
number 4.
November.
Okay.
We have a golf outing May 18th, Spring Lake Country Club. It's $130 a person, or $400 for a team. I think I said that right. Okay. $400 for a team. $130, yeah.
So think about those things from a business sponsorship. One of my favorite things is to get my team together and bring them to a benefit like that. I also see a lot of people like, where do I meet nice people? Where do I meet people that I'm new to town, or that kind of thing? These are fantastic places to be in a spot with really, really good humans who are trying to give and want to do beneficial things for the community. You don't usually meet a lot of really like mean philanthropists. It doesn't really go together. So think about those events. And then also, if you know someone who has interest in being a larger business sponsor, I'm sure you'll take those monies too. Definitely go to Soup for All, because it's so awesome for me, because I get to see like 70 people that I don't normally get to see and run around and hug all of them.
Our Soup for All event is amazing from the standpoint of a community coming together, because we have close to 400 people that attend that. Yep. So to your point, you want to see people you haven't seen in a while, come to that event for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I actually ended up at a table where I was with someone in a municipality and then a group of women who work inside of the voting space, and having a whole conversation about affordable housing in northwestern Ottawa County, which was super funny because they were chatting about it. And then the municipal person said, the person you need to ask is her. And I had my mom there. And it's such an incredible need right now. There's no real good fix for it that I can see. The rents are going up, but taxes are going up. On the landlord side, it can be very complicated. These aren't all mean, terrible people who are kicking people out of houses. Some of them are in hardship positions themselves. So I feel like what you said about the education is huge.
And I think one of the things in our area, I don't think people think it's a problem.
Right, yeah, because
they don't see it.
There's
you don't
an underbelly,
see
yeah,
you don't
sure.
see tents lined up on the street somewhere. In Grand Haven schools, there are between 250 to 300 homeless kids.
Right.
In the Grand Haven schools.
Yeah.
But we don't see it.
No, and then people will say, well, those kids are just transient. They're not like out on the street. They're couch surfing or whatever. But then my question as a former educator is, why are they couch surfing? Like, because things are so fantastically amazing at home.
Well, I can tell you the one hotel has Baymont. That was a whole different thing they were doing. But the fountain,
yeah,
they actually have families that are in there. Kids are in there because they are homeless.
Yeah,
they have nowhere to go.
Yeah, that breaks my heart. And I think that because we are such an incredibly philanthropic area, it's just incredibly important that people know about all of the things that you're doing and how quickly those aid things can happen.
Yes. Without
a board approval or, 2 weeks to figure out how to help somebody. Most of the people that I've met don't have 2 weeks.
No, they do
They've
not.
let it go
A
too
lot,
far.
a lot of the cases that come to us are exactly that.
Yeah.
They don't have that period of time, or they will be out on the street. But going back to like our community, we have such a giving community. I mean, it's amazing the sponsorships that we get. We even have now a few people that have signed up on our online thing, where they have a monthly donation coming to us.
Yeah.
So it's money that comes in every month from people. But our community, thankfully, is super giving and helping a whole lot of people out.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that it was actually Dancing with the Local Stars that taught me it. But I think people think like, well, I can't do that because I don't have $5,000 to give or $2,500 to give or $25,000 to give. But if you are a person where, this hits your heart and you want to give $25 a month, in the numbers that you just gave me, that actually helps a family to stay inside of their house,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And it didn't always land that way, because when I first came here, like, we didn't have any money, so all I could do is give my time, right, or my talent to something. But I do think we need to remember that every little bit helps inside of these spaces. And that family who's got $800 in order to be in their home at Christmas or come January 1, like, that $25 a month really mattered.
Yeah.
Or 10 or whatever it is.
And it all adds up. And I guess one other thing I would like to point out, again, we're not state backed or any kind of government. It's strictly us. But because of that, we do keep our expenses very low.
Yeah.
Our overhead is about 2.5%, 3%.
Yeah.
So the funds that come in are going out and helping the community.
Yeah. And most of that is probably literally like the CPA and running the taxes and making sure the books look right. And
Yes.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I know, because I do the same kind of thing in that. But I think it is incredibly important for people to know that their money is really making it to the person that they're trying to get their money to.
Yes.
Anything else you want to tell me before we wrap her up?
I think that's about it.
Okay. So I'm Megan Heritage. This is Positivity in Practice. And today we met with Dave Ruwe, who is doing amazing things with Homeless Prevention Partners. If it hits your heart, we will definitely drop a link for ways to get in touch with them, either to volunteer your time, your talent, or your treasure. And I appreciate you being here with us today, and we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. If you have liked this podcast, please like and subscribe. We just made it to over 1,000 subscribers, which is really exciting. Thank you to Rediscover, who helped us to do that. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.